This video, I'm going to show you how I service my brakes and how you can do the same to your bike to get your braking system in tip-top working condition. So when it comes to motorcycle maintenance, if you neglect your engine, you're probably going to end up broken down somewhere at the side of the road, and it will be quite inconvenient. If you neglect your brakes, however, really bad things can happen. So it's definitely worth keeping them in good working order. So I'm going to talk you through my step-by-step process. So in this video, we're going to clean the calipers, replace the pads, clean the discs, and change the brake fluid. Oh, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. It really helps the channel and I massively appreciate it. All right, on with the video. Hello, little boy. So I'm working on the GS, but you can basically follow this process for any bike. It's just the little details like the fixings will be slightly different depending on what you're working on. First job is get the calipers off, get the old pads out, and that's a 13mm socket for the caliper bolts and a T Torx 30 for the pad, or like the pin. And I will get that pin loosened off now while the calipers are on the bike because it's much easier. So first job, get those off. Alright, so got the pads out. If you have a look at them, they're actually not too bad. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hard to get the focus. There's actually still quite a lot of wear left on them, but they are looking a bit old. I haven't changed them for ages, so I'm going to change them anyway. The pin is really, come on, focus. Don't know if that's focusing in, but the pin is super grotty. So I'm going to sand that up and clean it up as best I can, but probably need new brake pad pins at some point. It's got the spring, or the clip, whatever you call it. It's good, so we'll get all this tidied up. And if you look at the calipers themselves, they are absolutely filthy. So all that road grime, brake dust, everything. So these do need a proper clean out. So definitely needs doing. So what I've done here is I've just pushed the pistons out a little bit until you get that clean line. So I just need to clean above that to get everything nice and shiny, so that when the pistons go back inside, everything's nice and clean, there's no gunk going in. That's the goal. We don't really need to clean beyond this line, so we only push the pistons out as far as we actually need to. Obviously I could go through and do a full caliper rebuild and change the seals and everything, but I don't think I need to just yet, so give it a good clean up. And for that we have silicone spray, which you'll see in a minute, just does an amazing job of cleaning up the calipers. Apparently brake cleaner can damage the seals, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this and an old skanky toothbrush. So a bit of elbow grease, those will be coming up really nicely. Alright, so bit cleaning, that is so much better. You can see just the pistons are much cleaner, the whole caliper is much cleaner, so we can push these back, get them ready for the pads, clean up the other bits, get it all back together. Perfect. It's definitely cleaned up a little bit better than it was, by no means perfect, but we'll put some copper slip on that. So kind of all ready to go back in to the caliper now, I think. So there we go. Nice clean caliper, new pads, ready to go back on the bike. We just got to go and repeat the next side. Next step in the process is basically clean off the discs. Now they're not horrendously bad, but we could definitely do with a bit of a clean. So I'm going to use some wet and dry just to go both sides of the disc, just to get any muck off, and then we'll use some brake cleaner to go over it. Also, because I've been cleaning out the calipers and using a bit of lube, obviously I want to make sure that none of that's on the disc, so it's just a good thing to do anyway. So yeah, we'll crack on and clean the discs. We've got nice clean discs, we've got clean calipers with new pads in. So done the calipers, done the pads, cleaned up the discs. Next job is the fluid. So we'll change the fluid because I don't know how long it's been in there. So it's definitely worth doing. Alright, so a couple of bits I got prepped to do this. So I've got some 5mm diameter, internal diameter Tygon tubing. Buy that on Amazon, eBay, wherever. 8mm spanner on the bleed nipple. There we go. Got an old tub for the fluid to go into. And then up here, just taken off. So I've opened up the top of the reservoir. It is massively full because I've just changed the pad, so it's pushed the fluid back up, which is why it's so full. And then I've got the diaphragm, just had a look at it, and yeah, it's all looking pretty good. Got the screws, just got it all here nice and tidy. So in theory, what we do is we pump the fluid through from the reservoir up here, down through the caliper, out through this tube. Old fluid goes out, new fluid goes in. That's the gist of it. So before I do anything else, I'm just going to empty this out by just kind of absorbing it into a tissue, because there's no point in me pushing all this old fluid through. So that's what I'll do first. I'll just try not to drip it everywhere, but if I just put this in, actually this fluid looks pretty good. Right, let's try and, there we go. So it just makes my life slightly easier. If I can take this out. There we go, perfect. I'll just start by topping up a little bit of fresh fluid in here, just a bit. You can see the difference in colour, like it's a lot clearer. So we should be able to see the difference when it pushes through the other side. So that's nicely topped up. The one really important thing to remember is not letting the fluid get so low that air gets into the system. That's the important thing. Essentially what I've got to do is pump here and then let it out down there with that spanner, which on a big bike like this might be a little awkward. This is the first time I've done it on this bike actually, so see if I can reach round. If you look closely, hopefully the camera picks it out, but the colour of the fluid coming through here now is really clear, whereas before, like the old fluid was quite kind of yellow. So I'm pretty confident this is fresh fluid coming through now. So what we'll do is we'll just nip up. Hang on, just this way. Good boy. Don't want the dog licking that. So we'll just nip up the nipple. And then take the tube off. Try not to cause any mess. There we go. And then we'll just nip this up as best we can. There we go, not too tight. Put the cap back on, so that's that side done. Alrighty, so repeated the process on this side, now coming through quite clear on here. What we'll do is give it all a little bit of a wipe up, because a few little drips. Top this up a little bit just so the level's looking good, and then it's job done really, which is brilliant. So let's get that topped up. Yep, that looks good. So do is we'll just bring that, just tidy it up a little bit. Sure it's nice and clean. Roof goes back on, lid rather, and then screws. Easy peasy. Okie dokie then, so all done. So just had a little bit of a clean up, and the last thing we've got to do is just torque up the caliper bolts. So the caliper bolts on this bike are 38 Newton meters. So we'll just pop this on, get it torqued up, and it's pretty much job done, which is brilliant. Also just do the pins up, just make sure they're good. That's good. This side. So there you go, all done. So hopefully you can see quite how easy, hey boy. So hopefully you can see quite how easy that process actually is to do. Just to note actually, on this bike, you don't actually have to remove the calipers to change the pads. You can pull the pin out, get rid of the spring, as the pin comes out, pull the pads out this way. So unless you want to clean the calipers like I did, and I definitely needed to do that as you've seen, but if you just wanted to do a pad change, then you can in theory do it without taking the calipers off, which is good. Anyway, hope that's given you some insight. If you've got any questions, please do drop them in the comments, and have a great day. Thank you.